Pop Dibiase, the primetime capper. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. And it is time for the premier sports betting show, the primetime angle. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Up first, we got the Bolt Report. And with the Bolt Report, the Chargers lose late again with the 23-20 roll loss to the Packers. Man, it just seems like it's just the hard luck hotel for the old Chargers, man. It's just the same old song, but just a different year. Same coaching issues are these issues that fans have with the coaches. It's been a constant roar the last four regimes. Literally, the last four regimes been the same thing. Losing games by three or winning games by three, winning games by two or losing games by two, and keeping this team middling and not exceeding expectations. This team really did have the look of a wild card, dark horse Super Bowl team for the last 2 years. It's not the just now came to fruition. This is one of the deepest rosters in all of the NFL, okay? And a lot of people are very disappointed in what they see week in and week out with the Chargers, especially when they lose. And once again, the Chargers have lost two in a row. This is the third time this season they've lost two in a row. But they're the only team this year that has had two consecutive win streaks as well, too. They've won two in a row twice. So this team is really funny because for every two games they win, they lose two. I talked about this on NFL Bet Exchange where this team will win three in a row, lose three in a row. And right now they're at the crossroads after what happened yesterday. This team had a late lead, 20-16, late in the game. They gave that lead up and winds up they had a final drive. They had an opportunity to win this game yesterday, and they wound up falling short. 4th and 1, incomplete pass. Just things did not go the way that you wanted it to go for the Chargers there in the final seconds of that game. They could have easily got this game back into, overtime situation if they were able to cross the 50. They weren't able to do that yesterday. There were a lot of things that went into this game that said to you that the Chargers could have really blown out the Packers, but you're never going to blow somebody out when you have turnovers in the red zone. Eckler fumbled the ball on the 1-yard line yesterday. That was crucial because they were going in for a very much needed score at that moment. That kind of held up momentum for a little bit. Yesterday, also, you had Keenan Allen drop a touchdown pass right at the end zone. Really, he actually dropped two touchdown passes at the end zone yesterday as well, too. And then you had the biggest drop of them all. Quentin Johnston, the rookie, he gets open. He gets the break. He gets everything that he needs to be the hero of the game. And he winds up dropping the ball, overthinking the catch and overthinking the run. He winds up dropping the ball. That was the most key portion of that final drive and pretty much was the difference between winning and losing yesterday for this Chargers team. The Chargers have a lot of people that have a lot to say. And I really will go ahead and say this. I will stand beside Coach on what he said yesterday. Coach doesn't need to really change up the defenses because what needs to happen is that the defenses need to be more accountable. They need to stop making boneheaded mistakes. Was it the coach that was made the mistake of getting a pass interference penalty on the when they were 3rd and 20? Was it the coach's fault when you have people dropping passes in the end zone? Is it the coach's fault when people are fumbling? Is it the coach's fault when your quarterback's making bad decisions decisions that are not going to be helpful towards moving in or doing too damn much? You know what I mean? Even though Herbert is top 3 in the league and it ain't number 3. So, pretty much, man, there's a lot of things that the Chargers, want to fix and get right, and they try to work on these things every single week. I truly do feel that the Chargers are getting a bad look because they're actually trying every single week. They're not like the rest of these teams that are just bad, where they just go out there and get beat by 30 points and have a bunch of excuses. The Chargers are right there. This is the only team right now that could possibly say that they could be 9-1 or undefeated. I think they've had a lead in every single game this season as well, too, or at least been in a tied situation in every single game this season as well, too. This is an incredible stat, but they got to do better. That's the whole thing. But I really do stand by Coach when he said yesterday to him that I'm not changing the thing. I'm not stopping calling the defenses. I need you guys to stop worrying about the things that you're not in control of. He's the head coach of the football team. There's just little things that need to be fixed for this team to win. Stop overselling panic. It's just not worth it. We know who the Chargers are. The Chargers are a team that are always going to be in a game, but do they win the game? Maybe, maybe not. But right now, for their last 6 games of the season, not even last 6 games of the season, when you look at their last 7 games of the season, when you look at their schedule, you see that they have a schedule where they can easily go 6-1, 5-2 if they want to, or they could go 7-0 if they just really get motivated. Because look at this. You got Baltimore coming up Monday night. Baltimore is coming off of will be coming off of a nice little break, but they're physically tired. They are really tired. And this will be the best offense that they played all season when they go against the Chargers. Then you have New England. New England should be a walk in the park. It really should. Even though you got to go to Foxborough, it's going to be cold. It's going to be frigid. It's going to be bad temperature. We know Bill Belichick has somewhat of a game plan for you. But at the end of the day, those are not Tom Brady's Patriots, okay? Those are not the Patriots from 2008, 2009, the 2000s, and all that good stuff. That's not the 20-year run Patriots right there. That's the right now Patriots. Then you have the Denver Broncos, who have won 4 in a row, but still, this is going to be a tough matchup for the Broncos because, the Chargers somewhat have their number in Los Angeles. Then they head to Las Vegas to go ahead and try to sweep the Raiders. That should be a game that's very winnable for them as well, too. Buffalo is a 50-50 game, but the way Buffalo is going about things right now, that should be a Chargers win, and it's a holiday game on the 23rd as well, too, for Christmas. And then you also have the next Denver game that's on New Year's Eve. That one's kind of tricky. It's a 50-50 spot, to be honest with you, because it's a New Year's Eve game, and it's a home game for the Broncos. And then the end of the year will probably be the game that either puts them in the playoffs or puts them out of the playoffs, and that's against the Chiefs. I'm telling you guys right now, this team looks like they can finish 5-2 on that record. If they were to finish 5-2 on that, they would finish 9-8. That's another winning record for Brandon Staley. But I know at the end of the day, everybody's still going to want to fire this coach, but people have to understand everybody can't be in the Super Bowl every single year. And I think that when you have some type of rapport and you have some type of backing to the coach, no player has ever came out and said, fire Brandon Staley. No player has ever came out and said, I can't stand coach. They're all behind him 100%. So if the team's behind him 100%, then that means that there's something good going on here, because if they weren't, they wouldn't show up every single week. And so I truly do think that they are not in the business of wanting to see their coach get fired, because their coach hasn't really done that much wrong. They have to be better as players, and they say this every single week in every single press conference, but media wants to keep making it about the head coach. And that's just because they have to sell papers, they have to sell clicks, they have to sell likes. This is a mad situation right here. People have to get over the fact that these coaches are not robots. They're not people that are going to be able to win every single game. You don't have to run to fire the coach every time there's a mistake on the field. The mistakes are on the players. Why do you guys always have to make everything about the coach? The coach did not drop the ball yesterday. The coach did not fumble inside the 5-yard line. The coach did not make a bonehead penalty when it was 3rd and 20. So stop using the coach as the scapegoat for why this team is playing bad football. They have to be better as players, and they know that. I know this because I played sports, unlike a lot of people that talk sports, because when you play sports, you are the one that's accountable for the win or the loss. The coach just puts a plan together and you're supposed to execute. I don't think that he's done a bad job motivating this team. So at the end of the day, he's not as bad as the other coaches that do need to be fired. I can name 5 of them right now, but this ain't about them. So at the end of the day, I do see the Chargers going ahead and making this right and being a much better second half team, other than this middling team that we've been watching for the last 11 weeks. So with that, we will move forward to our next topic in hand. And it's NFL aftermath. It's NFL aftermath Sunday, all that good stuff. And up first, we got the Browns move to 7-3 after winning a thriller versus arch